More powerful than our people. As we rise to greatness, to some we're lethal. Melanin of blacks, browns, yellows, and reds. Beautiful hair, kinky, curly, straight, and dreads. Been tricked, robbed, and fed so many lies. It's time to unite, not compromise. Our families destroyed by death, despair, and hate. We're strong, we got faith, it's not too late. We will expose the ugly, corrupt system aimed at our colors, race, and religion. We're fed up if you didn't detect it. We're fully woke and will be respected. The revolution was televised. Now the whole world knows. No more hiding the truth behind closed doors. Be sure you hear us. No need to fear us. Just know when we say every single day, Black Lives Matter. Black lives truly matter.
Oh, you know all the words, Harry?
But the sheriff shot at me.
Whoa.
I didn't shoot the deputy. As the world watched, they could see. Systematic racism. I don't care if you wear blue. I said systematic racism. Soon you will be through. You keep killing all my brothers and sisters. Just don't get no rest. You chase them down and shoot them up. Keep taking away our best. No hiding from the videos. And now the world can see what's been happening to my brothers. Justice is what we need. Black lives truly matter. Black lives truly matter. I didn't shoot the deputy, but the deputy shot at me. I said systematic racism, you got to set us free. I've identified the problem, and the whole wide world now knows. Rise up today in heaven and earth, 'cause there's no more tragedy shows. My life is now not for you to take just because you wear all blue. There's something I must say to you, and the second word is you. I'm looking for some good results for my liberty. I'm looking for some good trouble, the way that things should be. Black lives truly matter. Black lives truly matter. This spell is for Breonna Taylor. This spell is for George Floyd. This spell is for LoveBabz. This spell is for Freddie Gray. This spell is for Eric Gardner. This spell is for Ahmaud Arbery. This spell is for Philando Castillo. This spell is for Michael Brown. This spell is for Tamar Rice. This spell is for Vincent Ramos. This spell is for Melissa Ventura. Trayvon Martin and all the others. I didn't shoot the deputy, but the deputy shot at me. I said systematic racism, you got to set us free. I've identified the problem, and the whole wide world now knows. Rise up today in heaven and earth, 'cause there's no more tragedy shows. My life is not for you to take just because you wear all blue. There's something I must say to you, and the second word is you. I'm looking for some good results for my liberty. I'm looking for some good trouble, the way that things should be. All those fathers dying, so many mothers crying, babies wondering why. All they hear is lies. It's really got to change. No more lives rearranged. Peace.
Good morning, beautiful people. Welcome to LoveBabz, LoveTalk on Babz Rawls-Ivy. That's Harry Droz, and we were playing the new song by Chilly Willy Groove. It's called it's Black Lives Matter, right? Black Lives Matter. It's a Black History Month song, and it was really good. So thanks, Harry, for playing it in its entirety. We've been playing it all week. Well, since what, last week? A little bit, Friday maybe. We've been playing like pieces of it as we opened the show and a little bit as we were closing the show. So it's really nice that we'd be able to hear it in its entirety. And hopefully we'll have time today, Harry, to play it in its entirety on our way out, because it's such a good song. Harry knows the words already. Good morning.
Yeah.
Can I tell you what I did last night?
It's catchy, and I played it.
It
a
is
few
catchy,
times.
isn't it? It's catchy. But you know what? When you're a professional songwriter, Harry, you know how to do catchy. Right? It's not like me and you writing a song. We write a song, we got the whole kitchen sink in it. But real songwriters be like, no, Babz. It's gotta have like, it gotta be like Motown. It gotta be less than 2 minutes. You gotta have a good bridge, a good hook. So it does have that. So good morning. So guess what I did last night, Harry? I spoke at the I was hanging out at the corrections, the correction cadets, the new correction officers that's gonna, they've already made it into the program. So they're in their training process now. So they haven't gotten their badges. So the Great Eight, the Great Eight from the Hall of Change, Charles Grady's brainchild. We got to speak last night. It was two shows. Well, two shows, two classes. So we had some of the grade 8 go in the morning, yesterday morning, to speak to about 50, a little over 50 new corrections officers or going through training. And then last night from 6 to 8, um, the four of us got to speak to another 50 some odd adults in the going to be correction officers, and it was quite moving, Harry. I haven't done anything like that, and the grade 8 has been doing this stuff. I have not participated. One, mostly because their schedules is always up against what I'm doing, like work. So I can't ever go in the mornings when they do this. So they had here was my opportunity to do it. I was so glad I did, because it was quite moving, quite moving. So to anybody out there who's listening to me, who thinks that I'm ashamed of my serving time in prison, use a damn lie. I'm not ashamed. I'll tell anybody, whoever will listen to me, about the story. I don't got no shame about that anymore, Harry. I live with it. What? There's no shame in my game. It makes me who I am. So it was good to sort of let corrections officers know that on the other side of people coming out, because Harry, 98% of the people that go to jail gonna come out. So while they're in there, you could make a difference in somebody's life if you are a decent human being, and that's what you want to do. Even if you're a corrections officer, you can make a damn difference in somebody's life just by you treating them with dignity and humanity, and not try to be an asshole and be judge, jury, and executioner. Do you know how some people are like that, Harry? Because they can.
Too many people.
And the brother that I was on the panel with, I forgot what it is. I gotta look up his name again. Brady. He talked about how when he was in prison, Harry, the CO came into the cell because he didn't like his cellmate, and tore down all their pictures and frames, stomped on them, made them get out the cell, ransacked their room, and because he could, right? And he was like, well, you ain't nothing you could do about it. What you gonna do? It's people like that, Harry, who want to just take advantage of people. And then there's other people who are corrections officer, Harry, that got a good word for you. So much of a good word for you that when you get out, all you think about is the good word that they gave you. And that sometimes is enough to give you just enough light for the next step ahead. Do you know what I mean? So you have to decide. So we challenge them to decide before they even walk into somebody's correction facility, who do they want to be to these inmates? Yes, you have to be safe. You have to do your job. But there's always a choice about how you want to be involved and interact with people. Do you want to be an asshat, or do you want to be somebody who's inspiring?
They're already in prison.
Right.
Why do you have to make it worse? I never understood that.
I don't either, because people are mean. I've seen, when I was in Danbury, it was some corrections officers, Harry. I mean, they was just mean. I remember like the first couple of weeks I was there, and I was someplace where I shouldn't have been, which I didn't know because I was just learning the rules about, what the boundaries are, where I could go. Like, you can't go visit other people's rooms. Like, this ain't college, so you can't go hang out in their rooms. You can't go by and see how people are doing. That's how I am, Harry. I didn't know people. I was getting to know people. So there were some elderly women in there. I would just go by and like, how you doing? You need anything? So the CO was like, girl, call me a girl. You can't, Harry. I was so mad. I forgot where I was. I said, first of all, don't address me as girl. My name is Mrs. Ivy. From now on, that's how you address me. And then I realized, oh shoot, I'm in prison. I'm not on the street. Harry, it made me so mad. I forgot where I was because he was like, girl. I'm like, I'm a 40 something year old woman. I'm 40. I'm 40, 41, 42 or whatever it is. I think I'm 40. Harry, he called me a girl. And I'm thinking, like, girl, you don't belong over here, whatever. I turned around so fast, Harry, I was so mad. I was like, first of all, do not address me as girl. My name is Barbara Ivy, and you, sir, get to call me Mrs. Ivy. And I think it freaked him out because he he didn't like beat me up or anything because he could have, and he didn't throw me in isolation because he could have. He could have
Well,
sent
you
me to
should
the
have
shoe.
said, Mrs. Ivy, if you want to get nasty.
It's Ivy if you're nasty. Harry, I was so mad. But you know, it's that kind of treatment, Harry, that does not have to exist in prison.
Yeah,
It doesn't.
crazy.
And I get it. Now listen.
Let me just say, I'm not Joel Thompson. I mistakenly broadcast today with yesterday's title.
Oh.
So,
Oh, did you? People were like, is he back on?
yeah, I'm not.
People really enjoy that conversation. You know why people enjoy the conversation, Harry? Because he has a nice sounding voice. He has a pleasant voice, like a what do you used to call it? Was it Quiet Storm? He has a Quiet Storm voice. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So his Quiet Storm voice made me come in my Quiet Storm voice, because that's what people do. Now some people bring that out in you. I was like,
It's
ooh.
it's the energy.
Yes, Harry. Energy meets energy. That's, we say it all the time as scientists.
Yes, right.
When we're not chopping it up about terrestrials. Energy meets energy. And I read a piece, all right, Harry, to your point, where they were talking about when people die, the energy of the person lingers.
Yeah, that's why people experience ghosts, right?
Yeah.
And I've always said that it's not about ghosts because it's all science, right? So you can't destroy energy, right? So if a bad person dies in a home, their energy is lingering, and it may linger there for a while until it's recycled. So people end up experiencing, they walk into a room and it feels different, it feels horrible, and they think they're experiencing ghost, but there's actual science to the energy part of, the component that we're all a sack of energy.
Yeah. When I go into spaces I don't know and I think there's ghosts, like when I moved into this apartment, I know there's ghosts here, right? I know. And I just was like, listen, ghost. Because I know the family that lived here. It's like, listen, I love this apartment. I don't mean no harm and no disrespect. I said, so if you're here, be at home, be at peace. I'm not trying to get rid of y'all or nothing. I said, but you know what? You don't got to scare me. You don't got to chase me. You don't got to do any of that stuff. Like, we could coexist.
Come in peace.
And that's how I made peace with the ghost here, Harry. Because I was like, listen, I got to be somewhere. I can afford this. Let me live. Don't be waking me up at night. Don't be, pushing the curtain. Don't do any. You don't need to do it. I know that you are here. I acknowledge you. I respect you. I honor you. Peace be with you. Just let me live. I don't got nowhere else to go. So let me have this place.
Yeah. It's like when they go to burial grounds and they pick up all this energy and you could feel stuff and people experience seeing images of people and ghosts. I think it's just that strong energy of a people who believed in certain things together, yeah. Right? And you just pick it all up, because we are receptors of energy.
Yeah. And yes, there's evil energy out there. Yes, yeah. I believe that. And there's good energy out there. And you ward off the bad energy. I'll burn some sage and some incense and turn on some lights and music.
I mean, all you got to do is to get rid of the bad energy. You have to come with your good energy.
Yeah.
Your energy has to be stronger. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's why I made my statement. I was like, listen. And to all the ghosts that got some evil or listen, I don't got no patience for that. Don't try to inhabit me. Don't try. I'm not gonna have dangerous thoughts. I done had that life. I'm done. I just want to drink a little wine, do a little dance, make a little love, get down tonight. That's what I want to do. That's my prayer, Harry. That's my Taken from the book of Casey and the Sunshine Band. That is my prayer. Make a little love, do a little dance, get down tonight. That's the prayer. Amen.
That's a good book there. Their catalog.
That's what I want to do, Harry. That's what I want to do. That's what I want to do. So yeah, so at 10 o'clock I'm out because I got to go get my COVID test because you can't leave the country without being tested up the wazoo.
Yeah, I don't want you to be stuck in no airport. You know, I know somebody who took the COVID test too early. And their flight was after midnight. When midnight hit, their COVID test expired for the airport. They wouldn't take them.
Oh, really? They wouldn't even give them a pass?
Nope, they wouldn't take them.
And you know what, Harry? They got some leeway for that. Come on.
Of course they do, but it's only for some people.
My flight is 6:15 Saturday morning. So Wednesday.
You better be in that window.
I'm in the window.
Yeah, because the last thing you want to do is get there and they're like, this expired. You need to take another test.
Well, you got 72 hours. So from now till Saturday, 72 hours. That's 3 days, right?
Yeah.
3 days. I would be mad as hell, Harry.
I know. I would have lost it. I would have been on a video. I would have been trending, me losing it.
Me too, Harry. I would be trending. I better bring I ordered from the government the home COVID test. I don't know. What do you do with those? Can you register your test? Like what?
No.
You just take it and then you just know.
See, that's the part of the results of the nation that we don't know, right? Because how many people are taking at-home tests? How many people are positive? How many people?
And then throwing it away, be like, I don't care.
Yeah, unless they go to their doctor and say, hey, listen, like with my wife, she got a positive test at home, and then she went into the doctor and they took the other test, and it was confirmed, right? So unless people do that, you don't know. And then also the people who are negative. You have to count the negatives with the positives to get to your real number, but there's just no way to know. I got my test.
I think it should have came with a code so that you could.
You should be able to.
So if it's negative, you got to put this number in, and the only way you see this number, if it says positive or negative, you can't fake the number. Do you know what I mean?
That should definitely be something on the CDC site where you can register your tests.
Yes.
And I know people
otherwise, what's the point?
I know people go, I don't want the government to know, but they should do it anonymously. You just beep, should be able to, or put in the.
See, that's why they need us at the table, Harry. I'm telling you, we need to be at the table. Because, we would just, too many scientists at the table, Harry, can be a tough thing. It's like too many chefs in the kitchen. Ain't nothing getting fixed. Ain't nothing getting cooked. Ain't no dinner on the table. Too many chefs in the kitchen.
Right. Too many chiefs, you lose the war.
I'm not gonna use I think that's a little derogatory.
But you got your tests from the government?
Yeah, I ordered them.
Yeah, but did you get it yet?
Yeah, I got them last week.
Yeah, I got mine last week too.
I didn't use them yet because I was like, if they had a system in place where, if it tells you it's positive, this is the number that you got to put in, and if it's negative, this is the number you have to put in, so that way you can't fake it, and it could upload, and then they can, give you a printout of saying, okay, you had the home test, it showed up negative because you had the right code for your kit. Otherwise, it's like a pregnancy test.
Yeah.
You got to go to the doctor to confirm.
Right. And it's just a strange system because you don't have a true count.
I know. I get it though. I mean, I understand because people whine so much, Harry, about I don't want to have to go stand in line. I didn't want to make an appointment. I didn't want to drive through. I don't want to do anything that'll help mankind.
And some people will just get the positive test and go on with
Like F it.
their lives. Yeah. And spread COVID all over the place.
I'm an equal opportunity spreader. I don't care.
Yeah.
Right?
Because they don't want their lives to be,
Interrupted or inconvenienced.
Yeah.
Privilege.
So it's like, no, or some people just won't take a test for that same reason.
Right.
They'll be like, it's just the sniffles.
Right. Right.
So
Right.
I mean, that's why we've had such massive spread of all of this stuff. But
yes.
we're human. We're all human.
I know, Harry. We are all human.
We got problems.
We got problems. We got lots of problems. I'm just saying. That's all right. Well, live and let die.
So how long is your vacay?
I'll be back Thursday. I'll be back on air Thursday.
You'll be back on air. You'll be back Thursday or Wednesday?
I'm coming back Wednesday. I'll be back on air Thursday.
Jeez.
Because I got guests. Listen, the show. Listen, Paul ain't gonna let me take too much time. I'll be like, Babz, you got work to do. So I gotta, Now if Paul hear that, he gonna be screaming.
I know he's gonna say, I didn't say it.
I didn't say that. Why are you saying it in Black History Month? Like, is it because I'm Jewish?
Take as much time as you need, Babz.
Take as much time as you need.
He tells me that all the time. Take as much time as you need. That he's panicking when I'm not around.
Take as much time as you need. Yeah. Don't worry. I got you. Like, no, I'll be back. No, I got guests on Thursday. Ife and Naze are coming on to talk about. They've got a Black History event at Bloom on the 20th, I think, and so I want to be able to talk about it. And
what was the event? The Black Comic Con.
What that she's doing?
Yeah.
The Diaspora Con.
Oh,
Diaspora Con. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That should be coming soon, right?
Yeah, in the next fall.
Okay, it's
next summer. Well, she'll come on and tell us.
Yeah.
I don't want to speak to it. I know it's coming. COVID displaces everything. COVID do you? Oh, April 23rd. So spring.
Yeah, because I was Preston had a guest who has Black illustration comic books and everything of Black superheroes and stuff like that, and I was like, hey, gave Preston E-Face info.
Oh, good. Yeah, and it's gonna be at Quinnipiac.
Yeah.
It's gonna be at Quinnipiac, so it's gonna be out there, which is nice.
That sounds good. That sounds like,
I think it's gonna be good. I mean, these
like
Comic-Con things are
that I would want to go to. That's one of the events I would
what?
want to go to.
What?
I'm not saying I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna go.
Well, I know you're not going, but the fact that you want to go is like
that one I want to go to.
I'm stunned. What?
I like that.
Wow, Harry, really?
Yeah, and also I'm intrigued by like that guy that Preston had, Harriet the I'm not sure if it's a vampire slayer or a zombie slayer. I thought he was so good, and everything. So it's like I love that kind of stuff.
Okay.
And
well, maybe that could be an event we could do live from. I mean, if we're gonna, if they're gonna pimp me, let's go with that.
And here we go. The wife just said, "Well, let's go."
What? Yes, Karen. Yay, Team Karen. Karen gonna have you out in these streets, Harry. You got a few more months of this foolishness of you not wanting to do stuff. We're gonna drag you out. You're gonna be like a hostage. You're gonna be like blinking, help me.
know. I mean, yeah.
Harry,
Maybe I
if
do
you
need
go
to be,
somewhere with me, people would be so excited to see you.
and we have a lot of things planned for the radio station
I'm excited, Harry. I'm really excited.
that I might have to show up with
You're
Babz.
gonna have to show up. Come on now. Let's do it. Let's do it, Harry. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. You can show up in all your black.
I came home yesterday talking to Karen about the meeting we had over that at the radio station, planning stuff, wanting to advertise the radio station more and everything. And I was like, oh, I might have to go to this, event that we're planning or this event. And I was stressing it, and Karen goes, oh, well, yeah, we'll go. We'll be there. I'm like, what? I'm like, yeah, she knows she has to make those decisions for me. Because if it's Harry be home asking Babz to FaceTime me into the event. I'll be like, yeah, Babz, let me say hello from my couch.
Oh, you know what?
But we'll see.
The fact that you are even entertaining it and it's not a hard no is hella progress.
It is.
Hella progress. Woo! It's time for my favorite segment. This is the best 15 minutes of your day. Word on the street. Word on the street is catching on, Harry. Word on the street. Word on the street. What's the word on the street? Word on the street. Word on the street. What's the word on the street? It's such a 70s Huggy Bear saying. It's like saying everything is everything.
And who didn't like Huggy Bear, right?
Who didn't like a pimp with a purpose? Oh Lord.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Well, that would be in poor taste. Hey Nora, hey Maya. Good morning. Y'all are muted. Uh-oh, I see bodies.
You know when she switches the camera, it always freezes a little.
Okay. Oh, is that Paul?
Paul, you gotta unmute.
There you go. He's unmuted. Good morning.
Good morning, Harry. How you doing?
Oh Lord, we got Paul Bass out here in the morning. Oh my God, this is gonna be good.
So, folks, I'm standing here with Kania and Oyoma on Edgewood Avenue, outside the Black Corner store. And I understand there's an interesting word on the street today. Kania, what's the word on the street today?
Health department.
The health department.
The health department did come by yesterday, unfortunately, and told us that we couldn't have 2 food businesses inside of the business. So unfortunately, Afrotina is going to have to work under Black Corner until we get TBAs and things like that situated.
All right, so let me tell our listeners, I think, what you're talking about. So we're here at the Black Corner store, which you and your husband started, which is an amazing transformation of Edgewood Avenue and Platt Street. So I've been walking up here for decades.
Yeah.
And until you took over the business, and it was sad. You had people who were addicted staying right outside, out front, shooting up, right by the kids going to school. It was a junkie store, kind of preyed on the neighborhood. You and your husband came in a few months ago and made it beautiful. It's a whole community store where you have merchants who make their own Afrocentric themed goods for sale. You have healthy food like Haven's Harvest. And then you opened Afrotina. You found Onyoma, who's from a Nigerian American from the Bronx, who's married to a Dominican woman, who did this fusion food within the store. So in addition to coming for the kids after school and the neighbors for what they need, people are coming for these cool meals in what used to be just a bodega. But you're saying today, for the first day, you can't, because yesterday I came by, you were cooking up food.
Yes,
but you're not cooking up food this morning.
Unfortunately not, but we will figure it out, because we made a really good impact in the community in the short time we've been here. So we have already regulars. People have been loving the food. They've been loving the specials I've been offering. So we hope to be able to still continue what we've been doing.
All right. So now yesterday morning when I saw you on my way to work, you were cooking up. What were you cooking up?
I think it was probably the vegan bowl. We already have a regular. They love the vegan bowls. They've been ordering that pretty much almost every day. So that's probably.
Well, what's in your sushi vegan bowl? By the way, I'm a vegan, so I did not realize I was the
So in our vegan bowl is Spanish rice. That's the first layer with southern greens, pickled onions, corn salsa, and also the roasted barbecue cauliflower.
Okay, we got to now mark on the health department because you got to. So how did you feel coming into work today, Oyoma, getting ready to cook up a vegan bowl and there's nothing's on and you can't cook? What's going through your mind?
I mean, it's a little, it's like a setback, you know. We can't move forward without some setback. So, you know, it's a setback for now, but we definitely will figure it out. I definitely want to continue doing what I love to do, which is cooking, feeding people, having regulars, and people just coming together. That's what it's about. So it's a setback now, but we definitely figure it out.
And then you specialize in both Dominican food and sort of
southern soul food. So it's a fusion. Afrotina is a fusion of southern food. I was raised on eating, you know, collard greens, fried chicken, watermelon, all that good stuff. I'll be honest. And then my wife, Dominican, you know, she's raised on rice and beans and all that stuff. So we just want to combine those flavors. We notice a lot of people have never done that, which is crazy to me. So I'm like, you know, why not us? So we're excited about it.
Okay, in terms of the word street Kania, so I talked about how for many years the police had trouble, the kids going to school. And again, I felt sorry for the addicts who are here every day. Now there's never a sign of that. The word on the street today, what's going to happen midday? Anybody else here visiting? Any church group?
Elm City Vineyard Church comes out every Wednesday to pray inside of our store and to pray around this area because it could be wicked. It could be very wicked around the area. So I just want to have protection over the area that we are in.
So what's the role of a church? Why does a church come to a bodega?
Because I'm very spiritual. So because of the owner of this bodega, I've asked that any church come and put some type of holy ground on this ground out here.
Now, do you hear the word on the street from the students, the teachers, the people coming by? What did they tell you this morning? Is anyone had any word on the street about what people are talking about in New Haven? Or?
I mean, it's not really a word, but it's just positive. It's a very positive atmosphere. That's really what we get when people walk in the door. They feel a positive atmosphere. And that's really what I want for the people around here and for the children that come inside the store.
Okay, I got a word on the street. When I came in and met you this morning, I kept thinking history. You reminded me that this was Edge of the Woods in the 1970s. I went here at that time when it was so crowded, you had to basically duck under people's legs to get to the granola.
Hopefully we get it back there.
Well, it is. You got that same kind of like all this kind of interesting,
Right.
funky stuff all near each other.
Yeah.
And then the history of how it was a problematic spot to have kids around. What's the role with the school? How big customers are the kids and the teachers, and what do they buy and what do they tell you?
So when I opened the store, I had to figure out a way to get the kids on my side and how to trust me. So the kitchen was, first it started off as Miss K's Kitchen. So when I had the kitchen every Monday, I do free food for the kids. I still do free food for children on Mondays, but not so much now that I have Afrotina in the kitchen. But that is how I get these kids to trust me, get them on my side, you know, make this their ground. So when the kids come after school, it's not really the school that I deal with. I deal with the children. There's times I walk kids home from school. These kids are starting to trust me. So it's not like your normal places that you go and children want to act up. These kids come in here and they respect me from the door.
Now, you were a kid in this neighborhood, right? But
I was not.
Oh, did you say you grew up
But a kid in this neighborhood. My husband, this is very personal for him. This was his store when he grew up. My husband is over 40 years old, and this means a lot for him. I've been doing this. I've been trying to take care of the community since I've been in Texas. I'm from San Antonio, Texas, moved here 3 years ago. So I'm just all for the community that I live in.
But you are related to a certain family named Warren.
I am.
Former police chief of New Haven, first black chief
Yes,
of the
I
city.
have a big family that's here. The Pontoons and the Warings are
The
my
Pontoons,
family.
that's half the cops that came from
Yep.
Carolina.
My family's really from South Carolina. Yes.
So now when the health department came, were you here yesterday, Oyoma, when they came?
Yeah. It was a phone call. They told me to pretty much stop what we was doing and kind of like, so we had to figure out a way to like kind of not say maneuver around it, but just adjust to the situation.
So what kind of food were you cooking when you got that call?
Oh man, I was actually making myself lunch. I usually do some tacos, or we do deli sandwiches now too. If anyone has EBT, so we definitely want to accommodate to everyone. So we do like deli sandwiches. We're eventually gonna do salads as well. It's pre-made too, so you can just come grab and go where you don't have to stop. So that's something we're looking forward to continue serving community.
So you're looking forward to doing that, but from talking to Kania, I got the sense it's going to happen. Now you got a catering business too, so you'll be cool for now.
Yes.
But so what does the health department tell you need to do, Kania, and what are you going to do next?
So I can get under my business, Black Corner, I can have DBA. I'm sorry, I said TBA earlier. So I can have it doing business as. So I am going to go get a doing business as Afrotina. So that is still under my business, but I somehow can put it out for the kitchen to be ours. I don't want to take what he started and what he's trying to form. So whatever I have to do to make sure that he's.
So they didn't look you in the face when they told us. They gave you a phone call.
They did. They
so
gave
no
us
one
a
looked
phone
you in the
call.
face.
Of course not.
All right, but you're going to look them in the face. You're going down today. You're going to get the paperwork. Okay. So how long till we can have those vegan soul food dishes and other deli sandwiches again?
So he's still going to be selling his vegan bowls. It's just going to be under my business.
Right. So when? When do you think that'll start?
Now.
All right.
That part is simple.
All right. So the word on the street is there might not be anything sizzling now, but it will be soon. I don't know if I can hear. Do Babz and Harry have any questions?
I was in there. Ife and I were in there Saturday and met the brother and his wife, and they gave us a sample of the Saison chicken. Hey, and the steak and chicken. It was so good. But they're catering. Y'all are catering an event at Bloom for Black History Month on the 20th. So
yes, oh yes,
good food don't stop.
Yes, I can't wait for that.
What's that?
So we're doing an event on the 20th. It's going to be at
Bloom.
At Bloom. So pretty much we're catering the event they're having. They asked us to join. So
if you're at Bloom, you know.
Oh, I guess so. I mean, that's a good start.
Because there's no more happening place except the Black Corner store.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
No, I'm looking forward to the the vegan bowl. I didn't get it when I was in there. I had the chicken and rice, but
the vegan bowl sounds good. But what's their best dish on the menu?
For me, my favorite is the jerk salmon. It has a good amount of, and it goes well with the corn salsa, the pickled onions, and everything. It's a nice blend. It's a beautiful blend, actually. So, jerk salmon is one of my favorites.
That sounds good.
Any final questions before I let them get back to work complying with the health department so they can continue serving the community?
We are with them, and we're looking forward to the good food. I love that whole concept of the black corner right there. I mean, it's just so empowering, and I was so proud to walk in there on Saturday and see just a wonderful space. So I can't wait to get back over there. And thank you, sister, for extending yourself to this business and making sure that they stay open. Like, that's a huge thing to do.
It's hard.
Well, we're with you. Behavior's with you. Nothing's going to stop you, even a little bureaucratic paperwork. Nakia Oyoma, thanks for joining the LoveBabz, LoveTalk, Word on the Street.
Thank you so much.
And keep cooking. We'll be there.
Appreciate you.
Harry and Babz, back to you at LoveBabz, LoveTalk.
Thank you, Paul. Good seeing you. That was pretty cool, Harry. So, Harry, we got to go over there, right? Harry, we got to run over there.
It sounds really good.
Yeah, go over there and get something good to eat. That sounds like a plan. That was good.
I mean, think about it, right? It's Southern mixed with Latin food.
Latin food.
Oh my God.
That's a marriage made in heaven, Harry.
Yes, it is.
That's like you and me. That's a food version of you and me.
Sounds delicious.
That's a good thing. And I'm happy to see Paul out this morning. It was good. That was good.
Yeah, yeah.
Good.
And Paul took up all the questions, so
I was pleasantly surprised to see him.
No, he
And
was.
thank you for Nora and Maya for like being out there too.
And Paul must be friends with the author of the book he was advertising.
Listen, you know Paul is a do it all. We're gonna get all this in.
Everything in. Or is that guy, that book, or the author of the book, or the publishing company, are they our new sponsor?
Harry's always thinking about that sponsorship. Woo! All right, well, I'm about to break out of here. My day is done. I'll be back tomorrow. And tomorrow my guest is the veritable Henry Fernandez, because Leap is heading up the children programming, kids programming, community programming over at the Q House. So they've got some stuff coming up, and he's gonna come on and talk about it. So it'd be lovely to see him and to hear him. So I'll be back tomorrow, usual time, 9 o'clock, or somewhere around 9. Thanks, Harry.
We'll be back.
Woo! Y'all have a good day. Be safe out there, and it's bright and shiny, so get out there in it. I'll see you.
LoveBabz, Love Talk, WNHH LP 103.5 FM, your home for community radio.
This bell is for Breonna Taylor. This bell is for George Floyd. This bell is for George Floyd. This bell is for Villanueva. This bell is for Villanueva. This bell is for Freddie Gray. This bell is for Freddie Gray. This bell is for Eric Garner. This bell is for Eric Garner. This bell is for Ahmaud Arbery. This bell is for Ahmaud Arbery. This bell is for Fernando Castillo. This bell is for Fernando Castillo. This bell is for Michael Brown. This bell is for Michael Brown. This bell is for Tamar Rice. This bell is for Tamar Rice. This bell is for Vincent Ramos. This bell is for Vincent Ramos. This bell is for Melissa Ventura. This bell is for Melissa Ventura. Trayvon Martin, all the others. This bell is for all the others. No force more powerful than our people. As we rise to greatness, to some we're lethal. Melanin of blacks, browns, yellows, and reds. Beautiful hair, kinky, curly, straight, and dreads. Been tricked, robbed, and fed so many lies. It's time to unite, not compromise. Our families destroyed by death, despair, and hate. We're strong, we got faith, it's not too late. We will expose the ugly, corrupt system aimed at our colors, race, and religion. We're fed up if you didn't detect it. We're fully woke and will be respected. The revolution was televised. Now the whole world knows. No more hiding the truth behind closed doors. Be sure you hear us. No need to fear us. Just know when we say every single day, Black Lives Matter. Black lives truly matter. Black lives truly matter. I didn't shoot the sheriff, but the sheriff shot at me. I didn't shoot the deputy. As the world watched, they could see. Systematic racism. I don't care if you wear blue. I said systematic racism. Soon you will be through. You keep killing all my brothers and sisters. Just don't get no what we need. Black lives truly matter. Black lives truly matter. I didn't shoot the deputy, but the deputy shot at me. I said systematic racism, you got to set us free. I've identified the problem, and the whole wide world now knows. Rise up today in heaven and earth, 'cause there's no more tragedy shows. My life is not for you to take, just because you wear all blue. There's something I must say to you, and the second word is you. I'm looking for some good results for my liberty. I'm looking for some good trouble, the way that things should be. Black lives truly matter. Black lives truly matter. This spell is for Breonna Taylor. This spell is for George Floyd. This spell is for Villanueva. This spell is for Freddie Gray. This spell is for Eric Garner. This spell is for Ahmaud Arbery. This spell is for Philando Castillo. This spell is for Michael Brown. This spell is for Tamar Rice. This spell is for Vincent Ramos. This spell is from Elizabeth Duran. Trayvon Martin and all the others. I didn't shoot the deputy, but the deputy shot at me. I said systematic racism, you got to set us free. I've identified the problem, and the whole wide world now knows. Rise up today in heaven and earth, 'cause there's no more tragedy shows. My life is not for you to take, just because you wear all blue. There's something I must say to you, and the second word is you. I'm looking for some good results for my liberty. I'm looking for some good trouble, the way that things should be. All those fathers dying, so many mothers crying, babies wondering why. All they hear is lies. It's really got to change. No more lies.